So a lot of people are starting to notice, and honestly, I didn't until I got sent I got sent basically not a thread, but like a couple of videos of this happening, and I genuinely think that this could be, this could be not her taking into things into her own hands, but this very much could be people in her ear being like, you got to get back to the way she used to be, because Caitlyn Clark slimmed down a lot. Like, if you look at Caitlyn Clark's legs, like they are as slim as they have been since her rookie year. Which, unpopular opinion, I'm happy about. Because, rookie Caitlyn Clark was just going meep meep and just running by people. But like she's there doing workouts with the team, she's doing shooting workouts. Look, she's coming back. But she does not look nearly as bulky. And I think a lot of people have been pointing out a lot of things where they're like side by side when she's been like sitting down. It's really noticeable with her arms. It seems like she's lost quite a decent chunk of the bulk that she put on in the off season. And I think that might be a good thing. Because obviously, look, she worked her ass off in the off season and it just didn't work. It just didn't work. And a lot of people are saying like putting on that much bulk isn't going to affect it. And I don't think it's the specific bulk. It could genuinely have just been the way she was lifting. Like if you've seen a lot of kind of S&C people, if you a lot of players, if they change, it's not about even about how heavy they're lifting. It's not about the weight. Like I don't think the weight itself could have was going to really like change Caitlyn too much. But like the redistribution of muscle, the obviously the amount of time she spent in the gym, the way she was lifting, she talked about not really liking lifting in the past. And when you've gone from not really lifting to 8 months of lifting, basically, it can have an effect. It can have an effect if you're building muscle in certain areas. There can be all it takes for something like some sort of misalignment is maybe just is bad form on certain lifts. Bad form on certain lifts, and maybe one side of your body's put on more muscle on the other side. But it looks like Caitlyn Clark is back. Skinny Caitlyn Clark is back. And for me, anyway, that's something that you kind of want to see. You want to see Caitlyn get back to that rookie year Caitlyn. And look, it could have been anyone. Like, heck, it could have been her team that messed up. It could have been her team that messed up at all. But, like, I'm looking at some of the quote tweets here. And there's one here. I think this is the first video where I see what y'all are saying about her losing some muscle. And that's, for me anyway, I got sent this one. I'm like, it kind of makes sense. Do we think it's good or not? Can't tell if she lost weight or being gaslit and believing she did. No, she did. She did. Like 3 to 5 pounds on a 6 foot person isn't visible to naked eye. Apart from the arms, that was the issue. This was the issue. It didn't help. Injuries in her legs all at once. You can tell by side to sides. Like, you're saying 3 to 5 pounds. It's probably a little bit more than that. But, like, you can tell a lot of the time with stuff like that. You can. You could tell coming into the year. We saw it in the offseason, even when she was, like, even when she had bulked up, her legs had gotten bigger. Her legs had gotten bigger. And it's always one of those things for me when it comes to players like this where you're like, hopefully any sort of bulk, any sort of weight is good weight. Because sometimes it's just not. Sometimes it's just not. Like, and when that happens, you just kind of gotta hope that nothing bad happens, and clearly something bad did happen with Caitlyn Clark. And look, at the end of the day, it's not like this is anything drastic. And I still don't think that what's wrong with Caitlyn Clark is anything drastic. But it's one of those things where anything out of line, when you are a professional sports person, heck, like I've seen it at like the higher levels of amateur, where somebody has some sort of an injury, a lower body injury, and it just continually causes different lower body injuries. Like I have a friend, he played like, you guys, if you're not Irish, you don't know, you probably don't know the significance of this, but he played he was on the Dublin hurling team, was one of the best players in the county at minor, was starting one of the best players on a team who won an All-Ireland hurling championship. And at 10 years old, he hurt himself skiing, and his hip was like slightly out of line. And because of that, with all the overcompensation and everything, he's nearly 30 now, and it's been 20 years of constant niggling injuries. Like, never a bad injury, but always out 1 week here, out 2 weeks here. Oh, like a slight groin pull and out for a week, and he's back for 2 weeks, on for 2 weeks. And those type of things can happen. Clearly, I don't think Caitlyn Clark has any actual major damage. So that it's like, with that injury, it wasn't able to be fixed, so it continually happened. But if it is something to do with muscle being put on, even a slight bit of muscle being put on can affect you mechanically. It absolutely can. Losing a little bit of weight can affect you mechanically. Gaining a little bit of weight can affect you mechanically. Especially when you're Caitlyn Clark, when you play at the speed that she plays at. The speed that she plays at, it can be a big issue. And look, I don't think this is going to be a career thing. And I don't think the groin issue is much of an issue at all. Like, I don't think the fact that she has had a groin injury is a big reason why she's not playing. I don't think that it's the groin injury is why fans are worried. I think the only reason you should be worried is if you think that whatever's wrong with her mechanically and is causing all these muscle injuries is permanent, which I don't think it is. I think a good off-season with a team, and I think she just probably changes how she works out. Like, I think there's a near guarantee, and I'm going to talk about it, that she plays in some form of off-season league. Whether it be overseas in Europe, or more than likely in Unrivaled. Or she could play in Athletes Unlimited. Not only that, she 100% could get the financial backing to set up her own league if she wants to. And like, whatever Caitlyn Clark decides to do, I don't really mind. But like, I think it's very unlikely that Caitlyn doesn't play off-season basketball this year. If nothing else, she just loves basketball. Like, the ideal scenario would be that she signs some form of a like Europe only contract with a team in Europe. So as in, she goes and plays. You guys don't know what that means. So these teams, they play in their domestic leagues. Like, they play so many games. But like, if let's say you're in Turkey, you play in the Turkish league, but you also play in the EuroLeague. You play maybe like 12 games a year in EuroLeague. If she could sign a contract where she only plays in the EuroLeague games, rather than she doesn't play in any of the Turkish league, domestic league games, which she has the clout to do that. That's not a bad one. I also wouldn't be too opposed to her playing in the Chinese basketball league, just purely because she can decide what pace she plays at. But in Unrivaled is probably best for development. She's got more time to work out, and she can try out more things, because a lot of the things she's weak at would work in 3-on-3. But yeah, I do think we're going to see a Caitlyn Clark back. I don't think we're going to see Caitlyn 100% this year. I think she plays. I think it would be crazy if Caitlyn didn't play, because there's nothing really to be gained by that for any party. Like, the Fever are in the playoffs, so there's no point. The only reason Caitlyn wouldn't play and wouldn't come back is if she's going to tank, and that's the only logic. If they're going to tank, and that's the logic to it, and they're going to be in the playoffs. Like, the Sparks need to pull off a few major wins to make the playoffs. And then we need to lose to the Sky, the Mist, and the Mystics. And then lose to the Lynx's bench on the last game of the season to not make the playoffs. Like, we're in the playoffs. So why not ramp up Caitlyn Clark to play 2-3 games? And Caitlyn Clark gives us a puncher's chance against anybody, including the Lynx. So yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.